Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. My name's David and this is my channel. Today we're going to talk about one of the major laws of the universe, that idea that what you share always comes back to you, and it comes back to you more and more and more the more you share it. This goes against some of the human ideas that we have inherited, that we need to hold on to what we have and not give it away because of this idea of sacrifice. So the way the laws of the universe works is because we are one. We are one mind, one essence all together. There's only guilt and holiness. And holiness has, sometimes it comes from a religious context and it gets a little confusing. Holiness just simply means wholeness. It means that we are one essence, one consciousness, one God, one Son of God, one mind, and one source, all of us equally. And this is so important. There's no different parts that are bigger than each other. Even the idea of Jesus or Buddha or anyone else, they're equal. We're all equal parts. And this is so important that we understand that, because the more we create things not equal to us, well, the more we don't want to share with them. They already have that. And, I need to get from them and they don't need to get from me. Can you see it? This unequal idea from our perspective starts becoming more present in our life. The more we understand that everything's equal, that what we put out always comes back, but that we each one of us individually have an ability to see Jesus any way we want, or to see Buddha any way we want, or to see the world any way we want, or even just see a rock any way we want. And whatever way we see it is going to come back to us, because our perception that we share always is something that that returns back to us. Now, think about this way. I talk about this in my Tai Chi classes, that we have two things always going on. We're always giving, we're always experiencing something. And we're always kind of giving it away, so to speak. Whether if it's, this video, I'm giving this away, this information or this experience that I have experienced, and now I'm sharing it. So, or, someone's playing the piano, they're sharing the piano and their music with others. Now, we're always sharing with the world because we're in communication with the world. And in order to create, you communicate. So creation and communication is the same thing, as Jesus would say in the Course of Miracles. It's the same thing, creation and communication. So we're always in a state of communication. But notice, communication always goes both ways. If you're talking to somebody, then you're also receiving it back. So there's this consistent idea of receiving back everything we do. If I put my hands together, I'm giving to my hands, but I'm also feeling and receiving these two hands coming together. Does that make sense? I always use this scenario that if I touch my face, I can feel the touch of the hand, but the hand can feel the touch of the face. So there's this dual component that's always going on in this world. We would call the idea of the dual flame. A flame is hot, so therefore you can feel it and it consumes, but it's also light, so therefore it lights up and you can see. So it has a consuming element and a seeing element. And everything has this idea, we call this idea of duality, this feeling of what I'm getting from the world and what I'm giving from the world. Now, those two places can seem like in two different, very big gaps. I'm giving. Anyone know what it's like? I give these people and I do this and I don't get back. You see, I hear that all the time with my clients. So therefore, they feel like they're in two different places. Now, we forget sometimes that every second of your life, you are receiving. I can receive this breath. I can receive the feeling of these hands coming together. You see, I can receive the feeling of whatever the weather is in this room. I can receive even what it feels like to feel my hair or to feel this jacket. Do you see? And that receiving all these things feel good. If I just sit back and receive for a second, it's always going to feel good. It's always now. It's this present moment, and I'm in a state of receiving. You receive your life in a physical way. You receive your life through your senses. You receive your life through conversations. You receive your life through the things you do. You can't play piano without receiving it, you see. But there's also this component of what we're giving. What are we giving the world, or what are we giving others, or what are we giving our creations? Can you see? So these two things. Now, in reality, they're happening instantaneously. They're together. As you give, you receive. As I move my hand this way, I receive the feeling of the hand. Both of them are happening. It's moving and it's coming back to me. Now, the energy itself, I can feel it moving out and coming back to me like this, coming back. It's a really beautiful feeling because the receiving mode has been turned on. Now, a lot of us, our receiving mode is kind of turned off. It's kind of in a place of fear and worry. I don't know if I want to get that. I don't know if I want to get that. Does that make sense? So we're very concerned about what we're giving the world and others, especially others and the people and the relationships we're in. But we're very fearful and afraid of what we're receiving back. So therefore, we're not receiving our life. That's the difference between, today I need this deal to work and I hope this money comes in and I hope this happens. But at the same time you said that, all of these things in front of you, we're not receiving. Every single one, every single step, every single breath. You see, every single sound, every single feeling, even just the heart beating, the love and the appreciation that's flowing through our heart on a regular basis, that love of source moving through. Wow, the feeling that we can move our body. Sometimes it takes us not being able to move our body before we're finally appreciative to be able to move our body. So this receiving aspect of life, can you feel it with me? What can you receive right here, right now? What are we receiving? Rather, if it's something you're looking at, how many fun things are in your house that you can look at and experience? How many things can you touch? Or how many liquids could you drink? Could you just drink your coffee and receive it? Can you drink your soda and not judge it, but just receive it for what it is? You see, can you just listen to the sounds that are going on right now? What's going on around you? There's nothing really still when you think about it. There's always something coming in, and that's the blessing. It's either the blessing, but it could be the curse too. Because if you don't want to receive, then you close yourself off, and you can have increasing anxiety. That's what anxiety is, not wanting to receive, turning off your receiving mode, which you can't do because we're always in a state of giving and always in a state of receiving for eternity. That's just what we are, like a wheel moving like this. So when we turn off that receiving, it's going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to feel like we're turning a part of us off. And that's what happens when we're judging others, or we're not liking something, or we're feeling worried or defensive, is we're turning off that receiving part of us, and it feels very uncomfortable, and we know what it feels like. And that's the other part. That's called guilt. Guilt is turning off your receiving mode. It doesn't matter if it's fear. It doesn't matter if you're angry or frustrated. Any negative emotion, you're always turning off your receiving mode. You're no longer in the receiving place of life. That's why the breath becomes short, contracted. The body starts tensing. There's no more receiving of life. And that's it. It's just, I'm not receiving my life anymore. Why? Because I'm not sharing my love. Do you understand? So the more we hold on to things, the more we clench, the more we tense. These are all holding on. These are all a form of separation. The more I hold on to who I am, the more I hold on to my past, the more I hold on to my identification as David. Let me tell you about all that I am. Do you see? The more I'm not going to share who I am. And we all know that when you start sharing your identification, no one understands, do they? Let me tell you about this, and let me tell you about this, and why don't you understand, and why can't you like me, and why can't you appreciate me? Look at all that I've done, and look how special I am. I'm sharing with you who I was, not who I am. Do you see the difference? No one's going to understand that. They're too busy trying to share their part. And nobody's agreeing because no one has the same past. But we all have the same present moment, right here, right now. one with love, joy, fun, flow, more general terms. Who are we and what are we truly sharing? Well, we are of joy. It's joyful to breathe in. Feels good to accept my life. It feels good to feel the comfort of this jacket. So we are a being of comfort, of love, joy in this moment. We're an adventurous soul looking for more, eager and excited for what's to come, right? All of us, we all share this. Is there anyone that doesn't believe this about themselves? We are loving, beautiful, kind, considerate. You see, without the past, these things would be true. It's only the past that tells us, well, I don't know, this one time I wasn't this, and I wasn't this, and I wasn't this, and I wasn't this. You see. But without the past, who are you? Well, you are all these things right here, right now, right here, right now. And now you share them with the world. You share that feeling, that truth with your creations, and you will receive it back every single time. That's right. I give this jacket the comfort that I feel. And as I am comfortable, I come from a being of comfortness, then this jacket will become comfortable. It will become beautiful. It will become good. Do you see? We are the creators from our present moment. Or we can create from our past. We can certainly, create from the past. Oh, this jacket's no good. I don't know about that one time. Do you see? And then we're going to experience that back. But can you see that what we share is always what we receive back? I've learned in my life the power of the we. You see, if you're in a relationship with someone, or if you're even talking to someone, use the idea of we, and you will see it from a whole new perspective, because everything is this idea of what I see is what I receive back. See, in order to put that giving and receiving in the same place, we have to understand that it's coming from us and that the world holds nothing. It is literally just a mirror. It's 100% a representation of 2 points. And those 2 points are where you are now and your inner being's perspective, which is where or what you have become, what you have expanded to, right? 2 points, where I am and what I've become. And this world reflects back the relationship between those 2 points. And if those 2 points are really far apart, then the world's going to reflect back that idea of a lot of things missing, things maybe not working out. And if those two are really close together, the world's going to reflect back opportunities and experiences that seem to be very, very connected and loving and flowing. But I can tell you, though, those 2 points, which this world is indeed reflecting back, has nothing to do with the past. You see, because we can also reflect back where we are and where we were. And then that will come back from the world. Does that make sense? You see? That's not going to be a very good world the more we flow into the past. The past is always one of the biggest problems that we hold on to, this identification of the past, that nobody anywhere will ever understand, because we are one. And from this present moment, we can align with who we are by feeling who we are, just by enjoying the essence. And I recommend, write down, who are you? Are you beautiful, lovely, kind, compassionate, fun, exciting, adventurous? What is the essence of who you really are? And you can always find out by asking who you want to be, because that's what your inner being is holding on to. And the more you understand just those emotions, just those nice, broad, general emotions of who you are, then you will know that that's what you want to give. That's what you want to share with your creations. You want to share it with the sun. You want to share it with the mountains, your own stability with the mountains and your own light with the sun, you see. Share yourself and who you are with your world, with your creations, and then you will receive it back in that moment, each step, each pace. And this incredible unfolding of good, holy, not guiltful, but holy and beautiful, coming back more and more and more. And then give the rest over. Who knows what's coming in? But we know it's coming from one place. It's coming from who we have become. Because there's only 2 points. This is where I am. And what's coming in, and what's developing in my life, and what is unfolding in my life, now that I've let go of where I was, is always who I have become. That's all it can ever be. And these 2 points are we. We are one. Where I am and who I've become is we. Feel that. We. Bring it in. Breathe it in. We. It's a beautiful vibration to connect to your inner being. We. And all that needs to happen is to let go of where you were. We. Right here and right now. Go forth and share your light and who you are, and watch it be returned back to you tenfold. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. And as always, it is your choice what you receive. And if you like this video, hit the like button. Otherwise, subscribe. And as always, my unconditional love and appreciation on this wonderful, wonderful journey of self-discovery together.